Hi guys, I welcome you guys to my YouTube tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys on how to make this trendy bubu with lap at the shoulder. So now, the materials I have here with me is damask. I'm using 4 yards for the materials, for the style. So now the full length of the gown is 62, while the bust is 41, the waist is 40, the hip is 44, and the back is 16. So what I did here, let me just say, for example, this 4 yards of material. I've already folded it and I've ironed out the edges. So let's say this is 4 yards by wideness, for example. So now I now cut out 6 inches from the down part. So that's the 6 inches here. This one will be for the lapel at the neck downward. This is 6 inches by wideness. So if you are folding it into two, it will be 3 inches. So I use all the four yards to cut out this one. So I've cut it out and I've placed it aside. So let me just say this is the 4 inches by length. What you are going to be doing is just to fold it into two, which is by two yards folded into two. So after that, you just fold it back this way. So there is no joining at the shoulder here. So this is the place that the neck will come out from. This is what I'm placing down here. So what you are going to be doing first is to come out with the full length. The full length is 62. So I'm going to be placing my tape from here. So this is 60 inches. So I'm going to be adding extra 4 inches to it. Sorry, let me just say, if I add 2 inches to it, making 62, this is my 62 inches here. So I'm going to be adding extra 1.5 inches to it because it's not going to be having joining at the shoulder. It's a cut together. So plus 1.5 inches, which is 3.5. So this will be my normal length measurement. So the measurement I have here is now 63 and half. So let's go back to the shoulder. So the back of my gown is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8 inches plus half inch. But you don't need to put at half inch because we are not going to be adding anything to it. So this is 8 inch. So the neck wideness will be 3. This is 3 inches by 1 for the back. Like I said earlier, it's not going to be having joining at the shoulder. So you are going to give it that normal curve. So from here, let me draft out the neck depth. So I'm using 8.5 inches for the neck depth. So this is 8.5 inches. So what I'm going to be doing here, I will measure out 2 inches for here, for this place, 2 inches. So if you get to that 8.5 inches that I measure, you just try to bring it up this way. So from here, you just measure 2 inches downward straight. This is my 2 inches downward. Two inches downward. I'm only going to cut out these 2 inches that I'm measuring at the front. I'm not going to cut it out for the front, for the back. So this is the place that the shoulder will come out from. So for that shoulder, you are going to measure 3 inches wideness upward. So this is 3 inches. What we are going to be doing next is you just lap it in this way. You're going to be lapping it in this way. So you just measure the next measurement for the sleeve. So it's just going to come out this way, like 3 inches. So it's this place that you are going to be sewing downward. So if you even want to sew it, you are going to sew it downward by 6 inches, by 16 inches. From the shoulder to the waist depth is 16 inches. So now let's go for the cutting of the sleeve. So I'm going to be adding 16 inches for the sleeve. I want the sleeve to be long. Now just come in by 3 inches. You come in by 3 inches. You measure your sleeve depth. For here, I'm using 12 inches. So from here, you just curve it like so. So now at the down part, you are going to go with your hip measurement. So at the down part, your hip measurement divided by 4. This is the down part. So the hip is 44. 44 divided by 4 is 11. You are going to be adding extra 5 inches allowance to it, making 16 inches. So from the shoulder to the knee length, shoulder to the hip is 23. So I just want to make use of 40 by the 40 for the knee depth. So anything you are bringing from the down part, you are going to bring it up this way. So what you are going to be doing is just to curve it a little. Just try to curve it here because it's a bubu gown. So for this place, you are going to give it a little curve. If you don't understand what I'm saying, what I mean is that from the shoulder to the down part, you are going to be taking at the last point, you are going to be measuring the hip measurement here. You are going to be adding 5-inch extra allowance. So you now measure the knee depth, which is 40 for this person I'm making the dress for. So you bring the measurement from the down part after dividing your hip by 4 and adding extra 5 inches. You bring it to the knee length. So you just try to curve it because it's a bubu dress. You try to curve it. So you just give it that arm curve here. So we are done. So next now, what I'm going to be doing, I will try to cut out the back. So after cutting it out, I will come to the down part and cut out the full length. So for me to cut out this sleeve now, I'm going to be adding extra 2 inches allowance to it to bend it in, to bend the sleeve in. So it's going to come out this way. So after cutting the exact style now, I'm going to separate the front from the back like this. So before I will cut out this lace, I'll first of all take it to my iron. You just pick this lace up this way. You lap it on the shoulder. So please don't allow the lapping you are doing for the shoulder to extend. Don't extend it because it's going to be dropping up from the shoulder. So now this is it. You just take it to your iron and iron it down. So now the lapping I said earlier from start. So this is the shoulder. You can see that I've used my iron to iron it out. This is the shoulder here. So from that shoulder, I've tried, I folded it in before. I now take it to my iron it out. From that shoulder, you take your tape rule, you measure 16. This is the shoulder here. You measure 16. That's the place you are going to stop your sewing from. If you like, you can sew it on your sewing machine. If you like, you can use your a needle and thread to tack it in, just little by little. So this is it now. What we are going to be doing next, I will fold it in back. So this is the back here. This is the back neck. So from here now, I will now take my scissors to cut out the 2 inches that I said earlier that we are going to cut out. So that place that you measure from the shoulder to 8.5 inches, which is this place, you just try to launch it. So I've launched it out. So next now, you are going to take the one you cut out for 6 inches. You just take your tape rule. This one is very long. You take your tape rule, you measure from here like this. Even though you can measure from here like this to the other part. So let me measure it. So this is 25.5. So if you are confused with what I'm doing, let me just restart it again. Just launch the center of the back, bring it together like this, because some people will be confused of what I'm doing. This is the center of the back. Take your tape rule from here. This is my back here, which is 13 inches. So that 13 inches, the one we said that I first of all cut out, which is 6 inches by wideness. So that 13 inches, you are going to fold it into two equally. Check it from the down part. Fold it into two equally. So from this place now, we try to bring out that 13 inches here. This is the 13 inches. Yeah, you're going to launch it out. So you now take it to your sewing machine. You sew from the mid point here. You sew for the midpoint here, downward straight. So it means you are going to measure 3 inches, 3 inches. You sew from the midpoint, from these 13 inches that you launch. So just sew it downward. If you want your gown to have a slit at the front, you determine how you want it to be. If you don't want it to have a slit, you just close it up. So like I said, you will just sew it from that 13 inches that you launch downward. Just sew it straight like this. You sew it straight like this downward to the place that you want the slit to start from the down part. So after sewing it, you now take it to your iron. Just try to iron it this way to give it that neat edges. So after ironing it, You will now, I've ironed this place now. You will now take this, the midpoint now. I've used my iron to iron out the midpoint. Iron out the midpoint. So now you now take it to your machine. You will let this place to meet with this place. You just sew it downward, and from here downward. So after sewing it, so let me first of all keep this one aside. You cut out waist belt to tie it around the waist. You cut out a waist belt to tie it around the waist to the back. So for this waist belt, I'm using 4 inches by wideness, by any length you desire. I'm coming. This is one. If it's too long, you can reduce it. You also cut for another one for the other side, because it's left and right. So for the length I'm having here, let me just measure it out. For the length I'm having here, I want to make use of 38 by length, 4 inches by 38. So after cutting it, just take it to your sewing machine and sew it. So I'm coming. Let's go for the sewing. So now I've joined the front flap round. So I've slit the down part. Like I said earlier, if you want to slit it, you can slit. If you don't want to slit it, just try to cover it downward. Just sew it downward. So we are done with this. The next part is to join our belt. This is our belt. What you are just going to do here, you will try to place it here. You understand? Please, if you are trying to place it, just set it very well. So you're going to place it at that place that you stop the joining of the flap here at the shoulder. So you're going to join it here. Arrange it very well here. And the other side too, you're going to sew it here. So after sewing it, just cut band for the sleeve. If you like, you can just turn it in this way, maybe by 1.5 in like this. But me, I want to cut band for it and sew it straight. So the measurement I'm using for the band is, you will measure it by the length, by the wideness of the hand. So now I'm using 4 inches by wideness. I'm going to cut out 2 of this. So now I'll just fold it into 2 and attach it from here. Just join it straightforward. So after joining it, just join the 2 sides and turn the down part. So thank you guys for watching my tutorial. You can see the front of our dress, the way it's looking. So I'm still going to wear it on my mannequin for you guys to see. Thank you guys for watching my tutorial. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.